Hey everybody, this is Robert Arvermill 47 coming to you from Dallas, Texas. Today's March 1st, 2012, the beginning of the meteorological spring. I'm making this video at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That would be 1700 Z, Coordinated Universal Time. This is a generic forecast map put out by NOAA and the National Weather Service, and I wanted to show this just to kind of give you an idea of how where things sit as we look at today. Um, Here's the front that caused a lot of the severe weather yesterday and the deaths that occurred with the tornadoes. And my heart goes out to all the folks that lost family and friends, and then so much destruction with these tornadoes. An F4 tornado, uh, it, you just can't imagine the destruction an F4 tornado can make, and it's an EF4, and the highest on the scale is an EF5. So, winds were in excess of 180 miles an hour probably in some places. So again, my heart goes out to all those folks that were affected by those storms yesterday. Today, more or less, it's not going to be near as severe. Uh, I'm seeing that looks like today's will be mainly some supercells that develop in this region. Um, and the primary threat's probably going to be like large hail. So we may be seeing a bit of large hail out of this severe threat area. Now here's the front that came through that was making the severe weather yesterday. It is actually a stationary front now, and is going to start quickly moving back north as we've got a big system coming in. You can't see it here, but I'll show it to you on a different map here in a second. But a big system developing out in the western states and the Pacific Northwest. And as it begins to get its act together and moves into the area, I'm afraid we're going to be under the gun for some major severe weather on Friday, March the 2nd, as some parameters come together that could lead to some very severe weather, some long-lived supercells, long-lived tornadoes, long-track tornadoes, and large tornadoes. Now, this map may look a bit kind of confusing, and it's what it is. Is it was the map that when they sent up the weather balloons this morning at 12Z, 12 Universal Time, uh, all of them came back, and this is what we can make the map out of. And the lines are isobars, lines of equal pressure. The green feathers, as we call them, the feathers, uh, that's indicating the wind direction and speed. The feathers always point to where the wind is coming from. So this one here, that would be like over Dallas, uh, shows that the wind is coming from the west and going to the east. So I've got a zonal flow down here, and it's in the 100 knot range. So I've got a big, decent, not severe, strong jet stream coming through. And again, this was what was fueling yesterday's severe weather. So we still have 110 knot winds all the way up into portions of the eastern parts of the United States. The the system itself has gone out that way. We're still getting some pretty good snows up in the northeast, but again, what I kind of wanted to show you here is here's what's coming in. Notice the feathers, they're pointing almost north, they're pointing north northwest, and then they come in like this. Okay, these are coming in, they come like this, and they've got a almost like a cup effect. What that is the upper level system beginning to get its act together, and with some very strong winds. 90 knot winds mainly on the backside, which are going to probably increase, and that's going to help drive this system. When you see the dips like this in the isobars, the pressure dips, that shows you that there's a low pressure trough developing there. So yet again, here's yesterday's that's leaving. We've got pretty much what's called again zonal flow and fast flow at that. 110 knots again, 130 knots. So 90 knots, and then 50, 50. But what is concerning is seeing the strength of the upper level winds. And again, this is at jet stream height. It's called the 250 millibar range. Again, it's around 40,000 feet, give or take a few thousand feet. But this, folks, is the beginnings of our next severe weather outbreak. Although today gives us a relatively calm day, except for as parts of this little dip here moves this way, we are going to see a potential for some severe weather here. Now here's the animation of the water vapor loop, and again, it's one of my favorite satellite to look at just because it tells you what's going on. Check this out. What did we just talk about? Winds were coming down this way, around this way. These were kind of going up because that's the low forming. Strong winds coming this way. This shows you the 130 knot winds across. That's why I said we had strong winds right above me here in North Texas, although we have no moisture to work with or anything that's going to happen down here. This is yesterday's storm leaving, and you can see how it begins to get sheared out by these strong winds. It tears it apart. And this is where the front's laying right now that I talked about, that will begin to move back north as it's going to get picked up by this energy here. And as it does so, it's going to move north, and that's what's going to trigger some severe weather today. And I'll show you that shortly here on the convective outlooks. But again, mainly I wanted to point out that here's the next system moving in, and it's a very large upper level system, and it's going to be a strong one. And some of the forecast parameters show that it's got stronger winds and stronger twisting in it than what was in the area over here yesterday, where we had the 14 deaths, I believe, and the tornado outbreak. So this is the next sucker that's going to cause a severe weather outbreak, and we're going to see some tornadoes from it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the convective outlooks for the next 2 days, and I'll show you where to be on the lookout. Okay, here's today's day one convective outlook. Again, the area and it's a small area, and it's a slight risk. The yellow means slight, so there's the slight risk, and it's as this warm front. And again, along the warm front, you're going to have just some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which is the green area. But back here, as this energy begins to move in, and this also shows you that there's some pretty good energy, because it's going to form some thunderstorms way back here in the west. But this will be the area to watch today. Again, it looks like this may be more of late evening into nighttime, and again, it could just be some very large hail that affects these areas in this outlook area here. So now let's take a look at tomorrow's outlook. So here's the day 2 convective outlook issued by the Storm Prediction Center, and we have a pretty decent moderate risk area, pretty much in the same areas that were hit yesterday with the tornadoes. And I'm just afraid that we're going to see some more strong and potentially long tracked tornadoes. It looks like that the potential is there for them to be very severe where they happen, and it's going to be in a broad area again. It's not just going to be little spot here and a little spot here. There's going to be like chunks here and there that will be the areas that you see with tornadoes and large hail reports and damaging wind. Also, a pretty good swath of slight chance again that surrounds the moderate risk. And again, slight chance again gives you the large hail and the damaging winds. And again, you, as I've said before, do not rule out a tornado when you've got severe thunderstorms. A thunderstorm that has gone severe has the potential to produce tornadoes. Now, the tornadoes that come in this area will be mainly coming from what's called the supercell thunderstorms, and they will be the bad puppies. Um, this will just we'll have to keep a watch as we get more information on the system that comes in. Since we don't have too many things to measure upper air out here above the ocean, we have to wait for the system itself to move inland so we can get some more measurements of what's high up in the atmosphere. So as we get more measurements of that, that may cause them to readjust some of this, and potentially may even bring it into a high risk. And high risk would be very rare to have. We generally don't have very many high risk areas issued in a year, you know, and we don't generally have that many moderate, and this is our second moderate. And again, I just urge people that live in this area, all of this area, to please stay tuned to your local TV weather stations, your weather radio. You gotta have weather radios, people, because if there's a severe thunderstorm coming at you and you're not paying attention, or if it's nighttime and you're asleep, you will have no idea. And that weather radio is going to go off with an alarm, and it's going to let you know that danger is like imminent. So again, I can't stress enough that on tomorrow, March the 2nd, Friday, we're going to see another severe weather outbreak. All right, this is Robert Vermillion, again, RVermil 47, coming to you from Dallas, Texas, and I hope that y'all have a good day. Again, my heart goes out to those folks that saw the damage, and the families that lost loved ones, families and friends. It was just a bad situation, and spring's just now starting, folks. So again, if you don't got a weather radio, if you don't have a weather radio, you got to get one. You do got to get one. They're called the All Hazards Radio, NOAA Weather Radio, you name it. You can find them at Radio Shack. You can find them at almost all electronic stores. You can order them online, but I'm saying you need to have one. Again, you need to have them in your house as much as you need smoke alarms in your house. Okay, that's it for the first day of March, and we'll be keeping an eye out if conditions change, or it looks like there may be some adjustments to this, and I get a chance, I will put some information up for you. Anyway, everybody, stay safe, and y'all have a good one.